Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is 12 o'clock Newsbreak. In the local scene, the Albay Provincial Cooperative Enterprise and Manpower Development Office, APSEMDO, in partnership with Cooperative Development Authority, CDA, recently conducted a training workshop on the proper accomplishment of documentary requirements for cooperatives, availing of incentives for their continuous development. APSEMDO OIC Lucille Arcelius said that such capacity building with workshop had the goal of providing technical assistance to cooperatives in Albay, particularly emphasizing on the proper accomplishment of the Annual Tax Incentives Report, ATIR, and the Annual Benefits Report, ABR. Said activity was also in response to the concerns regarding BIR requirements accomplishment presented by the cooperatives last February 15, 2024, during the Cooperative School on Wheels at the Albay Astrodome. In other story, the construction of a housing complex under the Marcos administration's Bagong Pilipinas Pambansang Pabahay para sa Pilipino 4H program has begun in Malinaw, Albay, after the municipal government and the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, DHSUD, recently broke ground. The project in Barangay Santa Elena is named Don Maximo Chavez Residencias de Malinaw and will feature 37 four-story buildings that can accommodate a total of 3,552 housing units, equivalent to almost the same number of families who will benefit from it. With a 4PH program of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., low-income families can now have their decent, resilient, and safe housing units. The model house exhibit showcased during the ceremony had a floor area of 27 square meters, 2 bedrooms, a sala, dining area, pantry, comfort room with shower, and a terrace. In other news, 3 government agencies collaborated to provide livelihood assistance to informal sector workers in the province. DOLE with Department of Agriculture DA and Technical Education and Skills Development Authority TESDA distributed a slew of livelihood grants to low-income vendors, farmers, and skilled workers. A total of 225 vendors received a nego cart from DOLE. Also, TESDA provided toolkits worth 1 million pesos to the graduates. Likewise, DA distributed farm tools and fertilizers worth 544,200 to high-value crop producers. The distribution of resources, which was led by Catanduanes Representative Eulogio Rodriguez, took place during the legislature's ulat sa distrito, where he reported on the current state of the Lone District of Catanduanes and unveiling his legislative agenda for the coming year. In the national scene, 3 Philippine troops were injured in the latest China Coast Guard water cannon attack on Filipino supply vessel near a South China Sea reef, Manila's National Security Advisor said Sunday, March 24. The Philippine government said the Saturday's confrontation caused severe damage to the UNISA May 4 vessel, while it was on its way to deliver troops and provisions to the Philippine Navy ship grounded atop the second Thomas Shoal. China claims almost the entire South China Sea, brushing off rival claims from other countries, including Philippines, and an international ruling that its assertion has no legal basis. 4 crew members were injured by broken glass in an earlier China Coast Guard water cannon attack on the same vessel, March 5. In other story, Luzon's power grid may fall under a yellow alert. That would be a warning in the coming months due to El Niño's effect on hydroelectric power plants, according to the Department of Energy. With this, the department urged the public to practice energy conservation as the country prepares for the dry season. The Department of Energy added that it continues to monitor the Philippines' power situation to ensure energy security, especially during the next 3 months when scorching temperatures are felt. The dry season in the country has begun last Friday, March 22, 2024, and was announced by State Weather Bureau Pag-asa. In other news, warm and humid weather due to the easterlies is expected throughout the country this coming Holy Week, according to the State Weather Bureau. Pag-asa reported on Sunday, March 24, that Metro Manila will experience sunny and humid conditions with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms from Holy Wednesday through Good Friday. Hot and humid conditions, especially at the midday and early afternoon, with a possible scattered thunderstorm in the afternoon or in the evening, are also expected in the rest of the country. And in the news outside the country, Russia lowered flags to half-mast on Sunday, March 24, for a day of mourning, after scores of people were gunned down with automatic weapons at the rock concert outside Moscow in the deadliest attack inside Russia for 2 decades. President Vladimir Putin declared a national day of mourning after pledging to track down and punish those behind the attack, in which 133 people were killed, including 3 children, and more than 150 injured. Islamic State claimed responsibility for Friday's attack, but Putin has not publicly mentioned the Islamist militant group in connection with the attackers, whom he said had been trying to escape to Ukraine. He asserted that some on the Ukrainian side had prepared to spirit them across the border. In other story, Pope Francis at the last minute skipped reading his homily during a Palm Sunday Mass for tens of thousands of people in St. Peter's Square on March 24, but continued presiding at the service, read his noon prayer, and was driven around the crowd in a Pope mobile. In recent weeks, the 87-year-old Pope has been suffering on and off from bronchitis and influenza, and has delegated an aide to read his addresses for him. But on Sunday, his prepared text was not read at all. The Vatican gave no immediate explanation for why the Pope skipped the homily. Vatican television coverage showed only the crowd for a few minutes instead of a close-up of the Pope. And finally, in the news outside the country, Russia struck critical infrastructure in Ukraine's western region of Lviv with missiles early on Sunday, March 24. Kiev said in a major airstrike that saw one Russian crew missile briefly fly into the Polish airspace, according to Warsaw. Moscow launched 57 missiles and drones in the attack that also targeted the capital, Kyiv, 2 days after the largest aerial bombardment of Ukraine's energy system in more than 2 years of full-scale war, Kyiv said. The strike used Kinzhal hypersonic missiles, which are harder to shoot down, he added, without identifying the facility. And that's all for the 12 o'clock news break, March 25, 2024. We'll be right back tomorrow for more news updates. And thanks to our 12 o'clock news break writer, Francia May Boras, and on the technical side, Chad Bobbies. And to our provincial information officer, Mary Luduca Castillo. And under the supervision of our Governor, Edsel Grex Lagman. I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing.